Welcome to Spainguru. Today we are diving straight into the Spanish digital nomad visa with immigration expert Ainhoa Manero of Sterna Abogados. If you're aiming to work remotely from Spain and have pressing questions about this visa process, you are in the right place. Get ready for a detailed breakdown of the most frequently asked questions, the benefits of this visa, and what you need to know about taxes and income requirements. Let's get started. Is family reunification possible under this visa? And if yes, what does the process look like?
So it's not called family reunification. Family reunification is for other procedures, but in this case, it's even easier. What I mean is that you can bring the family with you from the beginning and get the permit and a residency and work permit for the family from the beginning, or they can come after, whenever it's good for them. Because there are people that want to come first and then the family come, that is perfect. And the family will get the same length of permit as the principal, but also with a work permit, which is very good.
I assume that the work permit is also to work remotely for customers outside of Spain, or they can work in Spain?
They can work in Spain. So a family member has even more possibilities, this happens a lot, than the main applicant, okay? Because as we said, the main applicant cannot be an employee in Spain, okay? And also from the income that they can get from Spain, it has to be a maximum of a 20%. Family member doesn't have those limitations.
How does healthcare work for digital nomad visa holders in Spain? What are the requirements?
Well, as we said, we are doing mostly freelancers, and freelancers will have to enroll in Social Security in Spain, so they will get public health insurance. When they get public health insurance, they also cover the family, okay? So it's very good. The family is covered by the public health insurance. When they are employees, if there are some that they are, because we have employees from the beginning, what is becoming very difficult is to get new nomads as employees now. But the employees need to have private health insurance, okay, normally, because of the agreement with Social Security. But if the family member starts working in Spain, that family member will get public health insurance and will be able to cover the family. So maybe you come with a private insurance, but if the family member starts working, you get public health insurance through your family member, and you can cancel your private insurance if you don't want it anymore.
What's the deal with American applicants? Can you describe the problem with the Social Security certificate?
Yes, so this started with the American applicants and now it's been extended. So the thing is that in order to get here as an employee, nomad as an employee, immigration asks for a Social Security certificate. And the US Social Security has clarified that will not issue this certificate to work remotely in Spain, that the agreement between Spain and the US was designed for employees that were coming to another company to Spain, okay? So the employees from the US are not able to get this Social Security certificate. So we are only being able to bring them as freelancer, or they have the option that the company that they work as employees register in Spain. That is an option. The only thing that is not easy when the decision of coming here is of the employee. Normally, the company doesn't want to do many things in Spain. That is the problem. But this problem has been extended now because now immigration in Spain is asking for all the countries to specify in the certificate of Social Security that they allow the worker to work remotely. And the countries are not being able to issue this because this is a form that they cannot modify. So it's becoming impossible, not only from the US, but from other countries, to come with a nomad as an employee.
Can digital nomads apply for permanent residence or long-term residence or citizenship after some years?
Of course, yes. So if you live in Spain, the amount of time required for the permanent residency, that is very tough, yes, they can apply. So you have to not be outside Spain more than 10 months in the last 5 years. It could be increased to maximum a year of the last 5 years if you show that was for working reasons, okay? But this is a very tough limit because if you get the average is 2 months per year of being outside the Spain. Here there is a little trick that Spain, what is Spain? Because if you are in France or in Portugal, maybe they really don't detect it. They can get it, they can get the permanent residency, they can get citizenship, that normally for a US citizen is 10 years, okay? But the permanent residency that is after 5 is something that is, times go very quick.
And of course, for dual citizens with passports from Ibero-American countries and Philippines, Andorra, Portugal, they can apply
Very
for
interesting for them.
years, right?
After 2 years, they don't even have to renew normally the Nomad because the Nomad, they get it for 3. After 2 years, they can apply for citizenship. And citizenship right now, they are being resolved very quickly, like in 4 or 5 months. That is not normal. I don't know if this is going to continue this way, but normally a lot of nomads will not need to even renew the permit.
And before you were saying like maximum time outside of Spain for long-term residents, what is the maximum amount of time allowed to be outside of Spain before applying for citizenship?
So it is mandatory to be in Spain 6 months per year. Again, what is Spain? Because they cannot really know where you are, okay? But the law says maximum time outside 6 months per year in order not to lose your permit.
Well, they cannot really know as long as you are in Schengen. If you get out of Schengen,
of course. I mean, moving around Schengen and okay, in the end they could know it if you are getting placed and all that. But what I see is that they don't really check so much, okay? But what the law says is Spain 6 months per year.
Can we apply for the digital nomad visa with, for example, an American passport or a UK passport, and then apply for citizenship with the Ibero-American passport to benefit from the 2-year fast track?
Yes, you can do it, but if you can, I would do it directly with the other passport. Why? Because if you read the law for the Spanish citizenship, it says that in order to get the fast track, the 2 years, you need to have the residency with the passport that give you that fast track. In reality, okay, they are not applying that, they are being flexible. Even if you have the residency with your other passport, they are taking into account that you have a second passport that gives you the fast track, and they are accepting the application, okay? But if you can choose to do it everything correctly, I recommend to do it with the passport that already gives you the right. Just because the law says that, and if they change criteria to a tougher criteria, it would be a problem. Right now, it hasn't been a problem, and I have a lot of clients with this situation.
But what happens, for example, if you know, all your documents, all your contracts are linked to your American passport, for example? Can you still, like, be in Spain, apply online at the UG using your,
yes,
for example?
With that, they are easy, okay? So if you have all your documents as a US citizen, and in addition, you have a Colombian passport, a Mexican passport, whatever, if you show both and you say that you want, you write and you underline, okay? Because sometimes they don't read a lot, that you want the residency with your other passport, they will do it.
Great. What are the most common pitfalls or mistakes people make when applying for this visa?
Yes, mistakes. Timing, because you know that you can do it as a tourist here during the 90 days you have as a tourist, but you can be 90 days in the last 6 months, okay? So maybe if you've been here 5 months ago and you don't remember, you don't have the 90 days, okay? So that is the main thing. Second, don't do the declaration of entrance. You have to really prove when you do the application, you have to prove that you are in Spain. If you came through France, so if you didn't come directly from your country to Spain and you did a stop in a Schengen country, you don't have the proof. Even if you have the ticket, that is not the correct way to show it, okay? You don't have the stamp to Spain. And there is something called declaration of entry that you can do it when you arrive to Madrid or Barcelona, and that is the way to show that you are in Spain. Third thing, proving that your client or your company is been existing for a year, okay? Depending on the state of the company that is your client, especially when we are talking about the US, the certificate of existence changes. and some of them don't show the year, don't show that when was started the company. And for the payments, as I told you, it's not that it's a fault, but they put problem the money through PayPal or any other platforms.
We've heard about apostille requirements. Can you explain what that entails and the validity of these documents?
So you have to make a difference between the validity of the document and the validity of the apostille. So, for example, you have a criminal record that it is valid for 6 months in order to do this permit, okay? But you have it from 7 months ago and you apostille it now. Doesn't matter that you have apostille it now, okay? It's expired because it's from 7 months ago. There are some others that doesn't matter. The articles of incorporation or the certificate of existence of the company that is your client. That maybe they give it to you already apostille and articles of incorporation of 20 years ago. That is correct, okay? So there is a main fault, that is that they don't, a main mistake, I mean, that they don't apostille the main document, but they do a notarized copy and they apostille the notarized copy. That is not accepted.
That doesn't work.
No, that doesn't work. They will. It's not a denial, okay? They stop the procedure. They send you a letter saying that they need the apostille on the document, and you have 10 more days to submit it. But sometimes, in 10 days, you don't get it. Also, for you to know, you can ask for an extension. It's not mandatory for them to give you the extension, but normally they give you some more time to submit.
For the FBI background check, for example, people who knew that they weren't going to get the apostille on time, they try to notarize it and get a state apostille instead of a federal apostille on the notarization. Yeah. But that doesn't work. It has to be a federal apostille for a federal document, such is the case of the FBI background check.
Yes, and something that you need to have in mind is that if you don't have all the documents, but your 90 days are going to expire, do the application, and then you can put some other documents. You have some time to put the extra documents, but you don't wait to have everything complete if you are going to do it after 90 days, because it's not acceptable.
So what happens if you enter Spain and you spend 89 days and then you apply for the digital nomad visa? How long can you stay in Spain after this application has been submitted?
As long as the application is submitted on time and the day 89 is good, you can stay for the resolution. If it's a denial, you should leave in 10 days after when they resolve it. That you know that it's 20 days to resolve it, Labor Day, and then you have 10 days to leave.
I guess you can't reapply.
Yes, but from outside. So if you or waiting 6 months to enter again and apply from here. But if that is the case, I would do it from the consulate. I don't like consulates, but I wouldn't wait for 6 months in order to reapply. Or you can appeal it. Okay. In some cases, the thing of the PayPal, I told you, I appealed, and they took 5 months or something like that, very long. It's an approval, and now they are getting the news. They didn't leave the country.
How do authorities verify the authenticity of documents like work contracts or proof of income?
They ask several things that has to match, okay? So really, the contract is not enough, or the payrolls or invoices are not enough. You have to also show the income coming to your bank account. They could ask if they want, but they haven't done it. They could ask to show if you are an employee that you've been enrolled in Social Security there. They don't ask for it because they ask for the Social Security certificate. That if you get it, that in this case you don't get it, shows that you are an employee. I think they have the way. Of course, there is always a way to go, a way with something, but I think they really do a good triangle to see that is true.
What type of visas or work permits can we transition to from a digital nomad visa?
To any other, okay? The thing is the timing. So there are some that you can transition the day after. That would be Nomad to highly qualified. If you get a job that is paid for more than 42,000 euros and other requirements, you can switch to a student because you decide you quit and you want to continue studying. You can switch to a family member if you get a relationship with a European Union member. Or after a year, you can switch to a non-lucrative, for example. So imagine you lose your job. The real problem is losing your job before the year, because after the year, we can switch to a non-lucrative.
And this switch can be done from within Spain. You don't have to go to apply for a visa. You
No.
a non-lucrative residence permit.
Exactly. From here, but after a year.
What about opening your own business in Spain?
Yeah, entrepreneur. Yes, of course. So there are two ways to get your own business, okay? If it's a business that is going to be considered innovative, that it brings innovation to Spain, or that is special to Spain because, I don't know, you maybe set it in a very small village and that brings economy to that area, maybe could go through entrepreneurs or at any time of your permit, even the day after. If it's a normal business, a bakery, a coffee shop, after a year.
What kind of legal support do you recommend applicants having during the process?
Immigration and tax are the two main things that they have to take care. Okay, immigration is not mandatory. I'm an immigration lawyer, and it's not mandatory to go to immigration with a lawyer. But really, I think that the permit is for 3 years, and it's really becoming harder every day, because they try what you asked me before. They try a little bit to avoid fake application, and every day is becoming more difficult and with different requirements, because the hardest thing is to be able to move in when they ask you for something new. Suddenly they ask you for something new. You thought that it was perfect, and now they want something else. And in 10 days, be able to understand what they are asking, to think in a solution. All these things is when it's very, very good to have a lawyer.
Yes, I think the general feedback from Spainguru's Digital Nomad Visa group is 99% of people would recommend going with legal help, not do it yourself, because of the reasons you just mentioned. What changes or updates to the Digital Nomad Visa policy should applicants be aware of in 2024?
Even if you are an employee and you get a social security certificate from your country, because we know that US doesn't issue it, but Australia was issuing it, a lot of countries were issuing it, and now they say, I don't know, that is not valid anymore. Now I need social security of that country saying that you are allowed to be a remote worker. Here becomes the problem.
What advice would you give to someone whose application might get denied?
So the main thing is have a backup plan, because when the problem comes and you get the denial, okay, people get very nervous, and it's normal. If you already have a backup plan, you know how to go. I think because you know that there is time to do an application again if you have done it on the beginning of your tourist stay, or you can do an appeal because you cannot leave, and we know that maybe they deny it because it's missing a document, but it's going to be, you are going to receive it. That is something that you have to fight it a little with immigration. But my main I think advice is to always know what to do if things don't go like you were expecting.
What can Sterna do for your clients that are using your services for applying for the Digital Nomad Visa?
So the thing is that we are very aware of the situation of the people. People come here and they don't know anything about Spain. So it's not really just the Nomad Visa. Maybe they are going to have doubts about everything. And we really become a partner with them on settling in Spain, okay? We can help them, I don't know, finding a house, looking for the contract that they are signing, answering to the requirements to immigration, thinking with them about possible solutions of their problems, bringing the dogs. I don't know. We are not that, if this is what you hire, this is what we do. No. Tell me during the process or after the process, what's wrong, what is your problem, and normally we are going to be able to give you a solution. I think that is the thing that has more value of getting an immigration lawyer, is that it's not three things that will do for you. It's that you feel that you have someone in your back, like helping you in whatever problem you could have, because you are coming to a new country and there are a lot of doubts of a small thing that you don't know where to ask or who to ask.
Well, Ainhoa, well, thank you so much for this interview, for answering all my questions patiently. I'm sure our viewers will find it extremely helpful. Thank you so much again.